What's up, YouTube? It's Eric, a Lions fan. Thanks for clicking on this video. As you guys can tell, I'm probably just a little bit nasally coming through here. I think I've got that crud that's been kind of going around, and it's just my turn to get it. Hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving and a good Black Friday. Today is November 30th of 2019. Guys, as you can tell, I was going to do Michigan, Ohio State, but I think I'm going to do all three here, guys. Kind of where the Lions are at, where Michigan State's at, and where Michigan is at. And I want to start off with the game that I kind of watched that's kind of fresh in my mind right now is the Michigan Wolverines. And I'm not going to get into the X's and O's or anything like that, or how Shane Patterson did and how the Michigan defense did. Because if you guys watch the game, you guys will watch other YouTubers, it's going to be kind of a more or less kind of a repeat of what what the Michigan team kind of did here today. The Michigan defense, actually not the defense, the Michigan team as a whole and Ohio State as a whole are just they're far apart. And I'll start off with going into the press conference to where the one reporter asked Jim Harbaugh where kind of what's going on with the team here. They scored 118 points in the last two games. Is it the coaching? Is it the talent disparity? Kind of what it is? And he kind of just goes, I will answer your questions, but I kind of don't want to be insulted. Well, Jim, kind of how I feel is answer the question really. What is it? Is it the talent disparity? Is it the coaching? What is it? I mean, to have 118 points in the last two games against Ohio State, that's I can't even fathom even the rate where I was gonna put out some expletive. But really, at the end of the day, that's what people are wanting to know. I mean, and including myself here. Why is the talent disparity so freaking wide here? Ohio State is an elite team and a national championship contender almost every year, and here's Michigan, kind of right down here in second place in the division, and it's not even close. Let's go ahead and put it that way. It's not even close to the second place team, which uh, Michigan is. Or really, I think it's probably now Penn State is the second team, and even Penn State is even better than Michigan right now because at least this year they are. Then you have Michigan, then you have Michigan State, and then I can't remember who the last team is over. Maybe it's Maryland, and then Rutgers, I think, is in our division. But really, I mean, that talent, and I mean, even Penn State they had that big scandal of the child sexual assault kind of going on here. They're back up to relevancy and being a powerhouse now. That is probably really the only team that can kind of compete with Ohio State. Michigan just cannot compete. I mean, it kind of seemed like today, and I watched only about maybe the second half. I didn't get to see any of the first half, which I heard the first half was probably the half to watch, and the second half was just total annihilation of Michigan's defense today. But the reporter's actually correct here. Why is there such a wide disparity in the talent pool? I mean, are you not grabbing kids from around the country? Are you only grabbing 2 or 3 star recruits? And why is it every year that the media kind of puts Michigan in the top five, and then we kind of fall on our face and go, well, we're a pretty good team, but we can only manage about 9 or 10 wins. And that's even if Michigan goes into the bowl game and is going to win the actual bowl game. Last year, they kind of fell on their face, flat on their face against a Florida State team, which I didn't think was very good either. And now we're going into the next bowl game kind of in the same boat. Is this Michigan team going to kind of sit around and be like kind of moping around for the last month and then not show up in the bowl game, or are they going to kind of come out pissed off and be like, look, man, so this isn't the Michigan team that you guys saw in November, late November. I mean, we're just going to have to go ahead and see kind of what kind of transpired here. Everyone was telling me this could be the year Michigan can knock off Ohio State. And I was telling everybody, I'm like, look, man, you're just I don't know who you've been talking to or what radio station you're talking to, but that's not going to happen. I kept telling him, I'm like, that's not going to happen. The talent spread is just too far. And what happened today? Almost kind of the same freaking score what happened yesterday. If it would have been a touchdown more, it eerily would have been the same score. But I don't know what's got to change in Michigan here either, guys. I don't think Jim Harbaugh's coach. I mean, I hear some people kind of calling for his head since he hasn't won against Ohio State. But are we really going to want to go down that road of only having maybe Rich Rod kind of years where you only have 5 wins, maybe 4 sometimes? At Michigan, is that the Michigan way? Or is it going to be 8, 9, 10 win seasons like we're having now and maybe get beat up by Ohio State, maybe get beat up by Michigan State once in a while, maybe get beat up by Penn State? I mean, is that kind of where we want? I don't necessarily want us there. I don't think Jim Harbaugh is really even the problem. What I think it is, and this is my truly and honest opinion, there's a talent disparity. I mean, the recruiting has to get better. You have to pull away recruits from Penn State, Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson. I'll even put Auburn into the mix since Auburn upset and won today. Why can't that happen? Auburn won today. Why can't that happen against? Why can't Michigan be in that place? LSU is another one that kind of always seems to be in there. Georgia's another one. And you got to go out west and recruit with USC. You got to go out and compete with Oklahoma, Oregon. Those kind of schools you must compete with to get the recruits in. And Michigan is not doing that. I can't say they're not doing that because I don't know how they're recruiting or whatnot, or what are they saying to these kids to bring them in. I mean, is Michigan getting 4 and 5 star recruits? I don't know. I don't follow recruiting all that much. Hell, I'm just kind of sitting here being a casual fan talking up here on YouTube. But something has to change in the recruiting because there's a wide talent disparity, and the coaching isn't getting it done. Or if they are, they can only coach the kids up so far, and they can't go any farther than that. So that's my own personal opinion. You got to bring much better talent in here, and Shea Patterson isn't going to be it. Hell, I don't even know if McCaffrey or Milton's going to be it, or the other kid, which I forgot his name too. There is big talent disparity, guys, and it looks like Ohio State might win the national championship this year. They are that good. That's why they're the number 1 team in the country right there. And everyone comes in and goes, "Oh, Michigan, Michigan will come in and kind of upset them." I'm like, nope. But I mean, people have their own opinions, and I have mine, and I don't know. It just seems like this happens every year with Michigan, especially when Jim Harbaugh comes in. You can, like, I was reading Steve Date. I think I'm horrible with name, guys. Steve Deese doing the Michigan podcast. I kind of read his article on the Wolverine Digest. He's kind of done. He's like, look, man, you can always expect 3 losses here, and against good teams. You're going to expect sometimes a loss in the bowl, and Ohio State and Penn State, because Michigan can't seem to win against those 3 teams. At least lately, they haven't been. So, I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat he is. I mean, yeah, I'll sit down and watch Michigan football, but when it comes to Ohio State, I'm like, they're just going to lose. I'm not even going to watch the game. I already know what it is. 8 in a row. Here's my final thought on it here. Michigan has lost 8 in a row to Ohio State. I think I heard 15 out of 16. And I think that's within the decade. And I can't even remember how long it's been since 2000, the last 19 years. I don't even want to even think about what's kind of happened there. My goodness, dude, that's horrendous. Horrendous. Shouldn't be like that. I don't know why I don't know why the administration is content with, and I can only think it's the administration is content with 8, 9, and 10 win seasons. Now I'm not kind of contradicting about what I just said here, but you kind of are questioning kind of what's going on in that room there when Harbaugh kind of has his kind of his yearly, I guess, I don't know what I would call it, his yearly review. I guess is kind of what I'm going to call it. I don't know. I don't think Jim Harbaugh is the problem. I know I'm kind of contradicting myself here. I don't think Jim Harbaugh is the problem, but I don't know. I just think the talent's got to get better. Let's go ahead and just put it that way. I'll start off next with Michigan State here, guys. I don't know what's kind of going on with the Spartans right now. I don't know if they just can't pull in talent because of Ohio State and Michigan and Penn State, and you got competing kind of schools there around Michigan, and Michigan does too. They have the competing. Notre Dame's another one. The Western, Eastern, Central Michigan place, and you have Division II schools competing. You have a lot of college football programs competing for a person's, for a person's services. And it just seems like Cody White to me has been a total disappointment this season. That man, for some reason, only can catch 50% of the passes thrown his way, and people kind of talk him up like he's the best thing since sliced bread. I don't really understand what's going on with that. But Lewerke hasn't. Let's put it this way: Lewerke hasn't been the best quarterback here for Michigan State the last 2 years either, with him being injured, and this year he just can't seem to. Actually, the whole entire team just really couldn't seem to get it together. I don't know what's kind of happened with Michigan State, but they're going to go to a low-tier bowl game. Well, let's put it this way: they're bowl eligible. Who knows if they're actually going to get a bowl bid? We'll have to go ahead and see how that all shakes out. But Michigan State usually draws pretty well to a bowl game. Me and my dad were kind of talking about it. We're going, watch Michigan State get the little Caesars Bowl in Detroit. I don't know if it's even called that anymore, but that's the last name I knew about it. And they very well could. They very well could go up against the MAC team, and that's probably really the competition kind of Michigan State needs to go up against here. So I'll just go ahead and leave it there because I'm really not a big Michigan State fan. I really haven't been really following the team. I really haven't been following kind of any sports here for the last 3-4 weeks or better. And then the Lions kind of just they laid an egg today on Thanksgiving. We really kind of expected that. I don't know what's the problem here. I think Pasqualoni's the problem. Putting in that kind of archaic kind of defense there, and you're leaving your on man coverage, your safeties, and your little bit of your young quarterbacks there, leaving them kind of out on islands and telling them, hey, you got to kind of do the best thing you can do. The Quandre Diggs trade just it didn't make sense from at least looking back at it now. I know he was kind of declining and kind of all that because I read it right here on MLive, Detroit News, Detroit Free Press. I guess I could put MLive back in there. They all kind of said the same thing. Where this team just, I honestly don't know what's going on with this team. They kind of look like they had promise kind of going into the first quarter of the season, and now they just kind of just tanked. Was Quandre Diggs that big part of the defense to where, Seattle's kind of seemed to be kind of singing his praises right now. He says he helps out everybody, and kind of the defense is better because of it. I mean, yeah, he didn't necessarily get tackles or whatnot, but if you have a supporting cast member that kind of does, I don't want to say breaks up passes or anything like that, but if he's a presence on the field and he can kind of distract their wide receivers, I don't really know much else what you can do there. And it kind of seems like kind of is what he's done in Detroit, and now he's kind of doing the same thing over in Seattle. I just really don't know. I don't know. I don't know why Bob Quinn even made that trade. That seems to be something that I understand why, but looking at it, and I know hindsight's 2020. You kind of look back on it, and it was, and kind of what's transpired over the last 3 or 4 games now without him. He looked like he was a big part of the team. I don't know, guys. Stafford is definitely not the problem. I kind of feel like we're kind of pissing away his years here in Detroit, and I just don't know, guys. I honestly really don't know what's gonna take to get this team kind of going around. I know Martha Stewart's probably gonna have to. Martha Stewart, Jesus, Eric. I'm tired here too, guys. I apologize. Martha Ford is probably gonna sell the team, and then if the team's gonna stay in Detroit, I guess that's fine. But a part of me kind of wants to say, and I've been a Lions fan for 30 years. Get the team out of Detroit. I mean, really, that's kind of what it all boils down to. You got to get this team out of Detroit. Take them somewhere else where they're going to be a draw, and players are going to want to go to, because players don't want to come to Detroit unless they get paid exuberant amount of money to come play for them, and then not kind of perform. And I'm pointing at you, Trey Flowers, kind of what you've done here in Deshaun Hand and A'Shawn Robinson, those guys up there. We've invested in you, and you kind of really haven't came up and put any pressure on the quarterback. Davis again. I think Davis is trash. Other people don't think so. I think he's a bust for us right now. Now Tavai he's a rookie right now, and he seems to be. I think he's better than Davis, and a rookie at that. I mean, my goodness, man. Detroit is just bad. The Lions are just a bad football team, guys. We thought going into the first part of the season we were going to be this exuberant team and maybe even make the playoffs and maybe even make a run in the playoffs, kind of based on what we've seen. We're like, because I'll admit, I drank the Kool Aid and I was like, damn, dude, we're a halfway decent football team. And I know lose it even though we lost to the Chiefs there, I thought we hung with the Chiefs, man. We're going to be a damn good football team, and then just we've been on a downward slide kind of scene since. And Trubisky having 338 yards. And the last time he kind of did that was against us. He doesn't do that to any other team. I don't know, guys. Just a kind of a sucky year for Michigan sports. I mean, yeah, the Michigan kind of wins. They get 9 wins every year, 8, 9 wins. But every other team kind of is piss poor here. The Red Wings haven't done shit. The Pistons haven't really kind of turned the corner for me to even kind of want me to sit down and watch them here either. So maybe I'm just being pessimistic too here, guys. I'm almost at 20 minutes. I might as well just make this a 20-minute video. I don't know, guys. It is what it is. I'll just put it that way. And I don't know. I'll just leave it there. I will just leave it there. I was gonna kind of continue on and ramble. I'm just gonna leave it there, guys. Let me know what you guys think of this video. I'll put in a weekend ramble about why I haven't been really posting any, why I haven't been posting any videos and whatnot. I'll admit, kind of a little bit of a precursor. I've kind of lost my passion for doing videos here, guys. I just don't really feel the need to kind of sit down and kind of tell my side, my side of the story. I know some people kind of like the content on here, but I don't know. It's the losing, guys. It's the constant losing. This team, the Lions, and it's more or less kind of the Lions here. 35 years of me being a fan. I'm 42 now. I kind of started watching when I was around 8, so I guess that's what 35 years, right around there. I'm just constantly seeing this team kind of be, at least in the last 10 years, but even started the 2000s when Matt Millen took them over. This team just has been shit. It just has been. There's been nothing kind of really for me to go down to Ford Field and spend my money on tickets. I'll spend my money. I'll watch it free right on television before I go to Ford Field and watch a game, or Little Caesars Arena too, be it the Pistons or the Red Wings. And now I'm not the biggest Pistons or Red Wings fan, but it is what it is. Guys, I'm starting to kind of ramble on here. Let me know what you guys think down the bottom of the comments. I'm just going to upload this video just kind of as it is. I'm not going to do any editing or anything like that. I'm going to have to edit the first part of the video because I got it screwed up, and I'm going to edit that part out. But more or less, this is going to be an unedited video. So, guys, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I would say please consider subscribing, but I'll get into why I'm kind of not doing videos here anymore. And I'll just go ahead and put it there. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll promise. I'll upload it tomorrow. Guys, all right. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope to see you guys again soon.